In February 2026, a brand new social network called Moltbook leaked 1.5 million API keys and 35,000 email addresses. The founder wasn't hiding it. He said he never wrote a single line of code. He just had a vision and let his AI build the whole thing. But there's a question he could never quite answer. When someone signs up, what actually happens, step by step, between the pieces of his app? That's a question about order, which part calls which and in what sequence. And it turns out there's one kind of diagram built to answer exactly that. It's called a sequence diagram. Your AI will happily write the code, but it almost never draws you this, a picture that lets you see what your code actually does, step by step, instead of reading it line by line. Let's read one for a sign-up. The cast lives across the top: the user, the app, the server, and the database. Each gets a line running straight down, and here's the only rule that matters. The further down you go, the later in time you are. Now follow the action. The user taps Sign Up. That's this solid arrow, pointing from the user to the app. A solid arrow is a request, one part asking another to do something and waiting for an answer. First, the user fills in their details. This little loop is the user working on their own side, not calling anyone yet. Then the app passes the request along, create the account, and the server passes it on again, store this user in the database. Each solid arrow hands the job one step deeper. Now watch the dashed arrows come back the other way. The database confirms it's saved. The server hands back a login token. The app tells the user they're in. So that's the key difference. A solid arrow goes out asking, a dashed arrow comes back answering. One last piece. These little bars writing on the lines, that's the activation. It shows who is actually busy at each moment. When the server's bar is lit, the server is doing the work. When it ends, the server is done and hands control back. And that's how you read it. Top to bottom, like a story. Who starts it, who they call, what comes back, and who's holding the ball at each step. So here's the lesson. A safe sign-up routes through a server. That is the only thing trusted to touch the database. Moltbook skipped it. The browser talked straight to the database, carrying a key anyone could read. There's the leak. One arrow, going somewhere it never should. You don't need to be an expert to catch that. You just need to read the diagram. 3 rules. Time flows down, a solid arrow asks, and a dashed arrow answers. And the bars show who's working. Your AI can write the code, but it can't hand you the understanding. You have to see that for yourself. Next time, we'll read the flowchart. See you there.